Hey everybody, this is David Stroud with Ferry Mortgage, and I'm joined again today with Randy Simonoff from Keller Williams. Today we're going to change things up a little bit. So Randy's going to ask me some questions about 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 down payment, and I'm going to do my best to answer those questions. So let's see if he can stump me. So Randy, what are some questions that you have, or you have some of your clients have about down payment?
So David, what is the actual percentage of a down payment on a conventional mortgage? If somebody wants to go conventional, what do they have to put down?
Great question. It depends. So if this is the first time they've purchased a home, it's, as of right now, it's 3%. Now this could change based upon government policies and different programs, but it's 3%. Now if you've purchased a home in the past and you want to have a minimum down payment, then it's typically 5%. Now, some people think it's 20%, but it could be less, but it's not 20%, okay? It's good if you have 20% because you can avoid private mortgage insurance, but it doesn't have to be 20%.
Okay, so you were talking about a first time, a home buyer that's buying a home for the first time. Wouldn't that qualify them for FHA, for first time home buying, or is that a different rate altogether? Tell me about that. Well, how does that work? Is it still 3%?
You asked that question perfectly because you asked it the way that the typical, it's not typical, I hate to say that, but how a lot of people say that. And we've discussed this in the past about how people think, oh, FHA loans, those are for first-time home buyers. So it's not a first-time home buyer. The FHA program is typically designed for someone who has less income, or maybe they have a lot of debt, or they don't have the best credit score. And so that program, what it is it's usually 3.5% that you have to put down, but there are also some fees that are involved. But what's great about the FHA program is that it might be able to help you to afford a little bit more home than you would be able to otherwise with a conventional loan, because it has, we talk about something called debt to income ratio. That's essentially anything that you have, that any sort of payments you have that have an interest rate attached to them. And the mortgage is going to be a part of that as well. And so, and we can talk about that, and it changes based upon taxes and insurance based on the property that you're purchasing. But yes, great question. So with an FHA loan, as of right now, it's 3.5%.
Okay, so here's another one for you. We live in a pretty heavily populated area with military folks. We have a couple of military bases. We have the Air Force Academy right here. Say somebody comes to you and they say, we want to use a VA loan. I understand you can only use the VA once for a loan. Is that correct? And if that's correct, either here or there, what's the rate on a VA for somebody if they wanted to do that, and what are the stipulations?
There have been a lot of really great changes about the VA loan. And so one thing with the VA loan is that there is no minimum down payment.
Okay.
But if you have if you have a disability rating of 10% or more from your duty in the military, then you don't have to pay something called a funding fee. Now, if you're current active military and you do not have a disability rating, then you have to pay something called a upfront funding fee.
Okay.
That funding fee is typically, as of right now, 2.15% for your first purchase. For every subsequent purchase that you make, it's 3.3%, unless you put 5% down, and then that is going to change from 3.3% to 1.5%. Now that's the same case if you're purchasing a house for the first time. If you put 5% down, then that funding fee moves from 2.15% to 1.5%. And so lots of numbers there, guys, but that's just essentially, if you have the ability to purchase a home with a VA loan and you don't have a disability rating, maybe it's a good idea to see if you can get some money together for that down payment of 5% or more. If it goes to 10%, then it reduces it even more. But typically 5%, that's the thing to do. Now, if you have more money, then maybe you should consider going with a conventional loan, 20% down, and you can avoid the funding fee altogether. But yeah, lots of different things there. So that's really, I think, what it comes down to, is that there's all sorts of different parameters that different people can fit into based on their circumstances. And that's why you'd want to reach out to Randy and find out kind of what's the right area, what do you think I want to do, or should I do based on how long I'm going to live in the area, or reach out to myself or someone else and find out for yourself what's the best fit for you. Because really, this is a personal situation. We're talking about your personal home, your personal finances, what's going to be the best fit for you. And chat with us and we can find out. If you guys have more questions, please give me a call. My number's below, or give Randy a call, or comment and connect with us. Thanks so much, Randy. Thanks for the great questions. This has been a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obvious that one size does not fit all. That's why when somebody asks me a question, I pick up the phone and call David.
I like it. I love it. You guys have a great day. Thank you.
Take care.